A man at the airport pointed at my wife and daughter and told security, "That child is being trafficked." We'd been a family for 4 years. Denise and I adopted Fiona when she was 2, and she was our whole world. She called Denise mommy and me daddy, and that's exactly what we were. None of that mattered to the man at the airport. That's not her child. He said it loud enough for everyone to hear. He was pointing at Denise and Fiona like they were criminals. "Sir, what exactly are you saying?" the TSA supervisor asked. "I'm saying that woman is trafficking that little girl. Look at them. They don't match. I watched them in the parking lot. The child was asking for her real mommy." That was a lie. Fiona had been asking if they sold gummy bears on airplanes, but suddenly 4 agents were around my wife and daughter. People were staring. Phones were coming out. "Ma'am, we need to ask you some questions." Denise's voice cracked. "She's my daughter. I have all the papers. We'll need to check that. Please come with us." Fiona started crying the moment they tried to pull her away from Denise. "No, I want my mommy. Don't take my mommy." She didn't understand. She was 6 years old, and she didn't understand why strangers were pulling her away from her mother. They put us in different rooms. I could hear Fiona screaming for Denise through the walls. An officer kept asking me questions I'd already answered 3 times. "How long have you had the child?" "She's our daughter. We adopted her 4 years ago." "Through what agency?" I gave him the name. He wrote it down like he didn't believe me. In the next room, I could hear the man's voice, calm, friendly, explaining something. The officer with me got a call, stepped out, came back looking serious. "Sir, we need to check some things. The man who reported this has paperwork showing the child's real father never agreed to the adoption. If that's true, the adoption might not be legal." "That's not possible. The courts ended parental rights. There was no father on record. He says he was never told because he was overseas in the military. Says he's been looking for his daughter for 6 years. He has photos of the birth mother. He knows the child's birthday, birth weight, hospital records. He even knows about a birthmark on her left shoulder blade." I felt sick. Fiona did have a birthmark there. How could he possibly know that? The officer watched me carefully. "Sir, is there any chance this adoption wasn't fully legal?" "No, everything was legal. We did everything right." But suddenly I wasn't sure of anything. The door opened. An FBI agent walked in. "We need to sort this out, now." It took 3 FBI agents and a dozen phone calls to sort it out. I sat in that room listening to them call the adoption agency, the courts, military records, checking every detail. The agent in charge finally came back and sat across from me. "Terry McKillen, that's the man who reported you. He's telling the truth about being married to Fiona's birth mother, Keisha. He's telling the truth about the photos. He's even telling the truth about being overseas when the baby went into foster care." I couldn't breathe. "So the adoption isn't real?" "Let me finish. What he's not telling anyone is why he wasn't told about the adoption. Why his rights as a father were already gone before you ever met Fiona." The agent opened a folder. "Terry McKillen has a record. Beating his wife. Assault. Keisha McKillen ran from their home when she was 6 months pregnant. She filed for protection. She told the court she feared for her life and the life of her baby. When Fiona was born, Keisha made sure Terry's name was nowhere on the birth certificate. She told social workers he was dangerous. So when Keisha died, the courts already had enough proof to end any claim Terry might have. He tried to fight it, but the evidence against him was too strong. He lost. The adoption to you and your wife was completely legal. Terry McKillen had no rights to that child then. He still doesn't now." I finally let myself breathe. "Then how did he know about her birthmark?" The agent's face went dark. "We found a bag in his car, camera with a long lens, photos of your daughter at swim lessons, at your backyard pool, through your windows. He's been watching your family for years, waiting for the right moment." My hands started shaking, not from fear anymore, from rage. The door to the room opened. Another agent walked in. He ran, tried to get past security. We got him. They brought Terry through the hallway in handcuffs. He wasn't calm anymore. His face was twisted with anger. When he saw me through the window, he threw himself toward me. It took 3 officers to hold him back. "That's my daughter. You can't keep her from me. She's mine." I stood up and walked to the glass. I wanted him to see my face. I wanted him to see that he lost. They let us go 2 hours later with apologies. Terry got 3 years for stalking and attempted kidnapping. Keisha's sister called us a month later. "Keisha died terrified that Terry would find Fiona," she said. "You kept her daughter safe. You gave Fiona the life Keisha always wanted for her." Fiona's 8 now. She knows some of the story, not all of it, but enough. She knows her first mommy loved her. She knows we chose her, and she knows she's safe now.